probably go with these over HDOs.
G'day, Stu from UAV Futures here, and today, well, this is it, the battle for the best goggle in the biz. What we're talking about is the new Skyzones O3Os. There's two versions, the O3Ss and the O3Os. I'm just talking about the O3Os, and let me tell you, if you are Fat Shark or you're looking to get into the hobby, there is a huge battle going on for the top position. Fat Shark has been up there, cemented itself for so long. I'm going to say Fat Shark HDOs used to be the best goggle in the biz. When you just wanted the best of the best, that's kind of what everybody gravitated towards. But today, things are definitely going to be shaken up, and I want to know in the comments, because we're going to be running a bit of a giveaway. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. But what do you guys think about the Skyzone O3Os? So watch this video all the way through, and I want to know your impressions on it, because we've got some stuff to give away. I'll put that in the official rules and all that sort of stuff. But essentially, the time has come when there might be a new top dog in the FPV goggle market, and it's also coming in a little bit cheaper. And let me tell you, this pair of goggles right here is doing some very innovative things that I think all goggle manufacturers are going to have to take note. Skyzone's been making great headwinds with the Sky O2Cs and O2, whatever those other goggles are. You can watch some playlists. This one right here, they have been listening to the community, and you might be asking for some things, and Fat Shark has made great goggles, but people have often complained about their innovation. This right here is what you get when people listen to what the community wants. They get some good advice, and they've made some fantastic features. So let's do it. Break it down. We're going to look at the Skyzone O3Os. They are OLEDs. They're the highest resolution in the biz. Some crazy cool stuff that these things are doing, and then we'll put it on the bench, break down text and specs, all that sort of stuff, and then we're going to go out, fly it around in the field, see what some other boys think as well, and find out, is this the new best FPV goggle on the market? Because it is definitely doing some things right. So as a bit of an overview, what you get, of course, you get a carrying case, you get two dodgy antennas. I threw them to the side because the antennas are junk. We're going to be comparing them a lot to the Fat Shark HDOs, because that's exactly who these are going after. These are a 4x3, they've got a 35-degree field of view. You get some couple of different head tracker cables, AB cables. That stuff is pretty boring. And then let's get on to the goods, the actual part of the goggle. Look at some of the features and some of the extras. And the first thing I want to talk about, and I think, why didn't Fat Shark, why didn't Onway, why didn't they do this in the past? Skyzone's the first company I know that's been doing this, and if Orca, you're listening, everybody should be doing this now as far as I'm concerned. And what do you guys think? You know when sometimes you get a pair of goggles and you think, yeah, that's right, that faceplate, it's just not perfect for me though. I wish they made a different type. Skyzone actually did that. When you get this pair of goggles, you get a fatter faceplate and you also get a thinner faceplate. So both of these come together and you can choose exactly which one do you want for your style of face. And for the price of this piece of plastic, I think that's absolute genius. Why haven't we been doing that in the past? You know, you might have a pair of Fat Sharks and you think it just doesn't fit my skinny face or fat face right. Well now, when you get this, you don't have to freak out and think, is it going to fit my face? Because you've got twice as many options, I guess. Twice as many chances to get it right. Whether you got a thin face or a fat face or somewhere in between, chances are you're going to have a much better chance of success when they give you this spare pair. So I really think that putting an extra faceplate is something that all goggle manufacturers in our hobby should be doing, and hats off to Skyzone for kind of taking that initiative and doing that first. Some of the other extra little features before we really get into the nitty gritty, of course, you know, you get some extra little foam pieces and all that sort of stuff for your faceplates, but they are also, you might see in a lot of goggles, people are using some really big fat bands to hold it into the back of their head, and Skyzone thought, well, rather than people get aftermarket bands, why don't we just give them the band they want in the first place? So look, you've got a nice big stretchy band that can go on around the back of your face and the back of your head, the back of your face, around the back of your head, and I think that's fantastic. You get this little battery attachment, which is like kind of the standard for Skyzone. You're meant to put it in your pocket and then hook it up to your goggles. That's how I fly around and power most of my goggles, and it can take a huge voltage from like 2 to 6S or 2 to 5S. I'll put it on the screen. But Skyzone also thought, well, hang on, maybe some people don't want to have that in their pocket, and even though it's not what their system uses and they encourage you to use this, they put a little bit in the head strap here so you can still use your Fat Shark style of goggles there. So they are listening and they're thinking of what we already have and how do we want to use that when we're flying around. So I really like it as a company that actually listens. Some of the other innovations, of course, they've got an on-off switch, which everybody complains about, but it kind of just really works with this goggle. And then we can move on, talk about some of the actual features of this goggle. We're quickly going to go through the buttons. buttons, and then we're going to talk about the goods and why this goggle is kind of just even pushing the boundaries even more, especially for the price when we tow it up and go head to head and we look at a Fat Shark. So of course we've got our search button. It can record, it does DVR, all that sort of stuff, a couple of different modes. It can do 3D mode. It's got a front head camera right here. You've got your band, your channels, you know, you can track through the channel. It can do so much. This goggle's OSD menu is fantastic. You want to get in a channel and someone says, hey, I'm on F3, click, 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 boom, 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 you are on that channel. It is the easiest system to use as far as I'm concerned with how fast it cycles through the channels. That's what I absolutely love about it. Of course, it's rocking diversity. There, you're getting good reception with it when it's flying around. It's 4x3 screens. If we flip it over, you can see, of course, we've got an SD card, AV in, AV out, we've got a USB, we've got HDMI, so you can hook it up to your computer if you want to use a SIM. It's got head tracker, and the other part, and of course you've got some IPD adjustments underneath so you can get it just right. The other part I like, because of this screen, it's got the HDMI. This has, and this is the part where it's kind of crazy when you think about the HDOs and the price of them. This bad boy, it has a higher resolution than the HDOs. I think it's like 1024 by 726 maybe. I'll put it on the screen, but the resolution of these OLEDs in here is absolutely ridiculous. So we have some super high res screens, and if you're looking at some of the new FPV feeds that are coming out and some of the new stuff, you might be thinking, I want to get a pair of goggles that I can future-proof myself with this. If I might be moving to digital in the future, you have an awfully high res screen here that might be just around the corner. We'll have to wait and see what happens with the GDI systems and all that sort of stuff, but so far these are the highest res goggles on the market, and I really like that. Now of course we've got our little power plug underneath, so let's plug that in and have a look at some of the other features. And I should say, hopefully I mentioned it's a 35-degree field of view. Let's turn it on, and I don't think this is going to be for everybody, but some people might like this. And this little bit on the front right here, you can actually make it so, we'll have to see if I can get this in shot. 1 second, I'll turn it on. Alright, so hopefully you can see this is coming up. Depending on, if you wanted to, you can look like a Klingon when you're flying around, and essentially, there we go. You can have some different things going on the front of your goggles. That's not going to be for everybody. That's just a little bit of extra biz they decided to go in there. Make sure you bling your goggles out. But the other part, and I think this is one of the best features of this goggle as well, not only do you have a huge resolution, big, bright screen, I should say, with OLEDs, and that's what I didn't like about the Fat Shark Attitude V5s. I felt like those OLEDs were a little bit dull. This one, not only are they super bright, you can adjust your brightness, contrast, and colors, all that sort of stuff, but the actual lumens, the amount of light that is shining out of them into your eyes, you can also adjust that even further. So if you think that's not enough, even though they're awful bright, even on default, and I say awful in a good way, you can like absolutely crank it. So it's going to be just like two headlights shining into your eyes. So if you're in a situation where you want that, I think that's an absolutely fantastic option to have. Well, all goggles should be doing that as well. Let us know how much light can these things pump out, because they're going to be like mini projectors. So if having the brightest image is also important to you, these bad boys, they're going to do that as well. Now, so anyway, that's it on the bench. That's the features and stuff. Let's go out to the field, fly it around, have a good time, and then show you how these goggles go. What do the other boys think about them as well? And then the big one, we're going to come back to the bench, wrap it up, and we're going to have a conversation about, is this the new top goggle? What does this offer that Fat Shark doesn't offer, and vice versa, because it doesn't take a module bay and all that sort of stuff. And adding in rapid fire, we're having a look at the total cost of that versus this system, and I just want to know what you guys think once we've heard all this. What do you think about this goggle, and is this going to pretty much force some innovation, and what do you think about the things that they're doing? So let's do it, go have some fun, and then come back to the bench and wrap it up in 3, 2, 1. Radio out here in the field having too much fun with the wing crew, but today we're also going to be looking at the Sky 030s or 030s, whatever they are, they're linked down below. Fancy pants, new goggles from Sky Zone. I'll give you my impressions, what they're like, then we'll hand them over to Long Range Tony when he's finished absolutely screaming around with his AR wing, and also see what Wingman Jono thinks as well. All right, let's do it. Alrighty, so just putting them on. Dude, what do you think about this color, Tony?
It's good for the females of the
get out! Get out! It's got a nice bigger band there too,
pastel blue,
and a little bit bigger. But I'm going to say
we're all for gender diversity on this channel.
We're going to cut all this out anyway. I'm not getting any light leakage. It's sealing around my face quite nicely. It's going to take a bit to get used to. We're going back to 4x3. It definitely feels like a very big picture. But let's find my remote.
It's got a full facial seal, has it?
It does have a full facial seal.
Oh, Jono, you love full facials.
it's very familiar. It does feel like my other Sky Zones, but this one has a super high resolution. Now, whether that's really coming through on the video, I don't know. The OSD and stuff is extremely crisp, getting a little bit of water on the lens. It does feel comfortable on my head. It's a little bit like a tighter press as well. Because you've got that bigger band, maybe I need to loosen that off a little bit, but I can feel that.
Dude, it's even got a power button.
It does, but the other one had a power button. This one does have a difference, so it's got the power bit underneath, whereas the other one had it coming out the side. I can still feel it on my nose a little bit. I'm getting some pretty good reception, actually. Is there anyone out over this way? I might go a bit further in this field behind us. Is there anyone out there?
No one behind us.
When you say, oh, where I'm going?
Towards the railway track.
Oh, okay, I'll go that way.
There's no one out there.
But I'm getting
It's behind.
hardly any breakup.
So you're in front of us at the moment. So
Yep.
Coming towards us, heading towards the train tracks. Yep, no one back there.
Tell me when I'm facing that direction.
Keep going, keep going. That's
So I'm out of fairway and I'm not really getting too much breakup, and it is actually raining. Oh, I'm getting almost some fail safes on my radio. That's how far it is. Let's go behind some of these trees. Oh, a little bit there. Alrighty, so overall, look, I really like these goggles. They're definitely a contender for the HDOs. I know you can't put rapid fire in them. That feels like the only downfall for me, is that you can't switch, fail safe, or low battery, or broken drone. But that's unplugged. But the goggles themselves are really, really big, bright picture.
on the top.
Oh, you can make that light up.
Yeah.
So it does different colors and different bunch of modes and stuff like that. But what I'll do, let's hand over to Long Range Tony while Jono's going to get my drone, and we'll see what he thinks.
Okie dokie.
Alrighty-o, Long Range Tony. So some things a little bit extra about this. What you might not know is, you really like the old Sky O2s, yeah?
Yep, yeah, they were
These
good.
have like a huge resolution. It's up to like 1024, I think.
1024, okay.
Yep.
Yep.
It also comes with 2 types of face plates. So
Yep.
if you
That's a
wanna-
narrow one. I like that.
Yeah, so you can have a narrow one or a
Yep.
wider one, so it adjusts
Yep.
to your face. It's got this little part at the front, like this LED
Yep.
part. Oh, and it's OLED as well.
Excellent.
And it comes with a wider band. So there actually is a few differences.
All
So
right.
what's your thoughts on it?
I like the initial. They're very light. They're an interestingly feminine colour.
Well, look, you can choose a whole bunch of colours.
But yeah, no, cool. Lots of nice connections in the bottom. There's a micro USB. There's a mini HDMI, SD card, headphones, AV out, AV in,
Yeah, lots of
IPD,
stuff.
loads of stuff, and a head tracker.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of head trackers. Oh, yep. Once I've got the screen in, it's like sitting at the middle of the movies. It's big. It's very big. How do I change channels, Stu?
These ones over here, what channel are you on? So you got your band, you push it through, and that one's your channel.
Oh, hang on, you just went past me.
It's pretty quick, isn't it?
There we go. That is, I'm on race 7.
Yep.
So that's not right. Let's go to 7. And then the other one was band, was it?
Yep.
There we are, race 7. We are good
All
to
right,
go.
and I'm going to start your DVR here.
Yep,
You just keep-
okay, go.
Should be flashing in the top right-hand corner.
Yep, that's cool.
Nice and easy
All right,
to
watch,
use.
watch yourself, I might kill someone. All right, it's a nice screen. It's very, very bright, very clear.
Oh, you can also turn up the in the menu. You can make it even more luminous, so it punches out even more light.
I like that. That looks.
So you can pretty much have it so it's like headlight shining in your face.
The only problem is there's a lot of moisture on my lens.
Oh, yep. Okay.
That's all right. It's gone now.
It is raining.
Man, it's a really nice clear screen. A bit of interference. I don't know where that's coming from. Yeah, these are clear. Like, I'm used to flying 16.9, and having a 4.3 is a bit different, but it does feel very big, very immersive.
Can you notice it with the OLEDs? Can you notice the details or anything like that?
Yeah, look, they just seem really clear compared to the Fat Sharks I've been flying with, but I don't think the moisture on the lens is helping me too much. They're a very nice fit on the face. There's not a lot of light coming in, if anything.
What do you think about the bigger, larger band? You can talk about that.
Well, this band feels really good on my head. Like,
Do you prefer that
I've
to
got
the
a
thin
fairly,
band?
I've got a fairly narrow head, and I think this is quite well suited to the size of my face. So, yeah, I like this. This is very comfortable and not very heavy on my head either. Screen, super clear, really, really nice. And I think anyone that got these would not be disappointed at the level of immersion, because it is such a big screen. And it really does feel like I'm sitting in the middle of a cinema looking at a big, big screen. Well spec'd, very clear, good colour representation. What sort of price point are they, Stu?
I think they're about the 460 mark.
Ooh, that is pricey, isn't it?
That's US.
Yeah, that is very pricey.
It's pretty much going after the HDOs.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
a direct competitor. High res, OLED, but it doesn't take a module.
It's amazing how quick goggles are changing. Like the sort of quality we used to get when I started, it was only a couple of years ago, and there's just so many more options now, and everyone's screens are getting bigger, brighter, better definition. It's really good to see. I like the competition breeds a bit of innovation. It's great.
All right, thanks, man. Do you want to bring it in?
So I did like these. I like the fact that you can put an XT60 on, because there's nothing worse than going out in the field and your 18650s die and you've only got a couple left. You've always got a pack, and even if they're on half voltage, you can still stick them in. It's still going to run one of these. So I like that. I do like the fact they're nice and light. They've got different size face plates. Having a narrow face, I think this is really good for me.
Okay.
It doesn't look like you can change.
No, you can't. It's stuck with the receiver
yeah,
module. That's
but
in
you
there.
know, that was for what we were doing today. It was kind of perfect. If you're doing bando flying, maybe these aren't for you, because you're going to want to have maybe a slightly higher grade receiver.
You're coming into the hobby. You got $500. These are $460. The Fat Sharks are $500.
500 for HDOs.
Yeah, for HDOs, but you also don't get a receiver module with the Fat Sharks.
Yep.
So let's say, would you get a rapid fire if you got HDOs?
I think for me, I'd go the HDOs just because you have a choice of module.
Yep.
And I just really like the screen in the HDOs. I think they're really good quality.
Okay. And what about the screen in this one?
Screen's great. Like, don't get me wrong, screen's great, but not having the choice of different modules kind of limits this a little bit for me.
Okay. Nice. All right. Thanks, mate.
Jono.
So, Radio Wingman Jono, we got the new Sky 03Os or whatever, the new updated ones with OLEDs, big screens. You heard all the other stuff. They come with bigger they come with 2 sets of faceplates, bigger band, high-res screen and OLEDs, a front camera, and a little LED part of the front. I don't know what you use that for, but you know, so you can turn it on. It's not on at the moment.
Oh, it's not on at the moment.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, cool.
So,
Hey, like
first impressions?
first impressions, like build looks nice. Contrary to Tony's opinion, there, I think the paint color is very pretty. It is.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like that color. It's nice.
Alright,
It's like pearl blue. You know, it's good. Matches my blue eyes. It's good. What else have we got? Yeah, it looks like it's got all the same stuff as the other Sky Zones. It's got band scanner built in and stuff like that, has it?
Everything else is the same. Those bits I went through at the start is pretty much the main upgrades.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
screens, the faceplates, and the wide bands.
Yeah, they've still got that camera on the front, I
Yeah.
see. Does anybody actually use that?
I don't know. We did the paper scissors roll.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
It was
let's
fun.
stick it on, go for a burn. I want to know what you think.
Yeah, for sure. Wait, that's a big... Yeah, that 4x3 is a bit different. I'm used to running the 16x9 or whatever the hell it is I am. Oh, it looks huge. It does. It really looks huge compared to my my old the O2S's or whatever they are, other O2s.
The ones from a couple of
VO2s,
years ago.
yeah.
The naming structure, I think, is stupid.
Yeah, they really need a more definitive naming structure. I think that would help to distinguish them a little bit more. But yeah, it looks good, and the screen's huge. I just got to get the I got a little bit of blur on the edges that I got to try and get out. See if tilting up and down fixes that. Oh no, I think I've got that stupid sized face where I'm going to get a little tiny bit of blur, so that's probably my head shape, to be honest.
Is that on the outside?
Yeah, just right in the corners, specifically on each corner, not really elsewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's an interesting one. But yeah, but I get that with like a lot of the new goggles coming out, is I get that I get a bit of blurring. Some of them don't fit my face at all, like the what were the Fat Sharks we did the other day, the
Attitudes?
The Attitudes. I can't get those to fit my face at all. So I think my face is just stupid, as you can probably tell by the image on the camera. All right, mate.
your
Quad's
quad's
beeping, so I'm
beeping.
going to fly.
Go for it.
If we get,
Do you want me to plug and replug?
Yeah, I might need to. Hold on. Yeah, we have to plug.
I'll give you a tip. No, stop.
Yeah. Oh, reboot.
Yeah, go into your audio. If this ever happens, go into your thing and just put reboot on your OSD menu.
Save reboot. Oh, look at that.
Saves you plugging and replugging.
Yeah. Have we got it going now?
Nah.
No. Oh, what happened? I had it going just before. What the hell?
Do you want me to plug and replug?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I think we're gonna plug and replug. Hold on. Oh, there we
That's
go.
working.
Hey, there we go. I was
Alright.
getting worried that rain's gone and blown something out on me.
No, well, the rain is coming
I like
in.
this quad. I don't want it to die. Okay, let's rock and roll. I mean, besides the blurring on the edges that I've got, that's a pretty crisp image. I like that. Oh, it's definitely beating out my old Sky Zones, but those guys are a couple of years old now. So
And to clarify, you're not talking about the new O2Os. You're talking about the ones from like.
yeah, the
2015
VO2s
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
version 2
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys there. Hey, like the colours on this are like really nice. The image is crisp. Other than like the 4x3, which I'm not a fan of, and I know that's a personal preference thing. Like these are pretty all right, man. They are.
They're pretty pricey too, though.
Yeah, what's the price on them again?
They're about $460.
That's US, is it?
Yeah.
Ooh,
so they're like Fat Shark price, a HDO price.
Yeah.
So they don't take another module.
Yeah. Hey, like to the whole module thing, like I know everybody loves the modules and having the choices and stuff like that, but me, like I don't like fussing with that kind of stuff. Like the thing I like about the Sky Zones is they've always had like, you know, good reliable built-in receivers. Like the built-in receivers have always been pretty good. They are.
Are you getting any breakup or anything?
I'm getting like, no, not really. I'm getting like little flickers, but I think it might just be noise, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, like.
Is your DVR running?
Oh, I don't think the DVR's running. Yeah, start with DVR.
How's that? Is it going now?
No. Yes,
okay.
yes, it is. There we go. Yeah, but hey, like. Yeah, like I was saying, like I don't like fussing around with the modules, and all the modules have different kinds of like, you know, searching for channels and band scanning, and you got to fuss with them and stuff like that. I think the thing I like about
this one go?
I like the Sky Zones because it's like, well, it flicks through the channels really quickly. It does, which is awesome. You can flick through channels like no problems at all, find where you're on, and then it has the built-in band scanner, which is like super easy to use. You just hold the button, you press the button, it scans, and then you hold the button again, and it's done. That's how you find your channel. Like, and that's just really easy to deal with. Like, yeah.
Right. Are you getting any light leakage?
0.
All right. What about the fat band? Do you like that?
The fat band? Yeah, it feels comfortable on the back of my head. I hadn't noticed it on the back of my head at all, so it must be all right. Yeah, no, it feels like it's gripped into my head like nice and firm, but it's not enough that it's uncomfortable. I reckon I could fly with these for quite a while.
And last bit about the screens, do you notice that it's high res? Can you tell the difference? All that sort of stuff.
From my old Sky Zones, I can absolutely tell the difference. It's like, yeah, a huge difference in terms of the crispness and the color and the like just the general vibrance of it. Like the green is like really, really green and stuff.
Sorry guys, my SD card filled up, but anyway.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah, well, someone was spending all day filming these planes flying around.
Yeah,
good one.
Unsuccessfully try to do stuff.
Yeah. All right, okay, so final impressions on the new Sky O3, whatever these are.
Final impressions is like
pros, cons, things you like.
Pros, cons. Okay, the screen is really nice. I still don't like 4x3. I don't. I've always been into 16:9. It's what I'm used to, sort of thing. I probably could adjust to it, but like I said, I'm getting that little bit of corner blurring. Not a fan. But on the flip side of it, the screen is really vibrant, really nice.
Something else I didn't tell you too. You can boost the brightness of the screen. Like not only the brightness in your colors and contrast, but I mean the lumens that come out of it. So you can put. I don't know, make it so it's shining more into your face.
Well, that was already like quite bright. Okay, that was so
like 4 out of 10.
Yeah, and there was no light leakage at all. So the setting that it was on, like if it was only 4 out of 10, that was great. Like I don't see how you'd really
pretty much use it as like a headlight.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't need to crank it up that far, to be honest. Like, but it's nice that you do have the option. Like, but yeah, screen looks great and all that kind of stuff. If it was in a 16:9 format, I'd probably think about upgrading to these.
That's what you would choose?
Yeah.
You like 16:9?
Yeah, that's the only gripe I have. Like if like this one is, it's got the fan on there, which my old ones don't have. It still has all the same features in that you can scan through your bands really easily, do your DVR really easy, all that kind of stuff. It comes with 2 different face plates. This one fit my face fine.
Do you think that's a good idea that they come with 2, shipping out for people?
Yeah, absolutely. Because like I said, with the other goggles and stuff like that, I've had trouble with some of them fitting my face because my face is all misshapen and beaten in and stuff like that. These ones seem to fit my face pretty good. I'd like to try out the other ones. Like I don't see how they.
Face plate.
Yeah, the other face plate as well. But yeah, like overall, like the only thing that's like really throwing me off is the 4x3, and the price is a little bit high for me.
Sure.
Like my thing is I'm working on a budget most of the time. I am so. I've not generally chosen things like Omways or the Sky Zones because they're sitting in that nice, like they're not too expensive and they have everything in there already. I don't have to build it up, get the extra modules and things. So,
do you think that's a pro or a con that it can't take an extra module? Would you get these or Fat Shark HDOs?
I've always been preferential to Sky Zones, like I said, so I'd probably go with these over HDOs. Could you plug a dock into the AV in on these?
Yeah, you can, but it's not the same as having like a rapid fire module.
Yeah. So, we could plug one into that sort of thing.
True,
you could. So
true.
Yeah, so if you're really that into having the other modules, you could always do the dock in, plug in, so that's not a big deal. But like I said, I don't like to fuss with that kind of stuff, so I'd go with these.
All right, nice. Too easy. Thanks, man. It's interesting how you and Tony have both different opinions.
Tony's wrong.
Who's right? Which one would you guys get? Would you go the HDOs with the rapid fire? What's that price? That's probably like 600 US when you tally those up.
Well, yeah.
Or do you think more?
No, it's about 600, I think.
Yeah,
US.
Yeah. Or would you go these ones for the 460, but you don't get rapid fire? So I don't know. Comment yes, no. Who's right, wrong?
I'm right. And I know that he's wrong.
Rightio, so there it is. There was my bench review and the flight reviews of the Skyzone 030s, and now the big one. What I want to do, I want to compare these to the Fat Shark HDOs directly, and we have a bit of a discussion about which one is going to be right for you, which one should you get, and what does this mean in the future of our hobby. Now, the first one between these and the HDOs, the price, these are about the $420, $430 buck mark, and the HDOs, I'll put a picture on the screen, I think they're about the $499 mark, so there's considerably a price difference, but there's also some things you're going to need to add on if you're getting a new receiver module, and that's the big one, that's the big elephant in the room. These ones have a built-in receiver. You can't upgrade that receiver. If you're using Fat Shark HDOs, chances are you're going to be trying to buy a rapid fire, and that I think is about 150 bucks. So you're looking at about 650 US dollars versus 420, 430 US dollars. So let's say there's 150 to $200 price discrepancy between those two goggles, and I absolutely love the receiver in here. I was having absolutely no qualms whatsoever. I know in my old Skyzones I've been flying around a lot there, the red ones, absolutely rock solid. Cal loved those as well. So the receiver module in here, let me tell you, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But if you are worried about going to the races and dealing with multipathing and all that sort of stuff, I'm going to say the rapid fire is probably going to serve you better. But is that worth the cost of around 200 bucks? Well, that's kind of where you need to make your mind up about that. The other part I want to mention, none of these have antennas. Well, these do have antennas, but they're completely garbage. Throw those in the bin. And so you both, I'm going to put some antenna links down below as well, regardless of which one you get. You're going to need to upgrade the antennas. That'll be a huge recommendation. And finally, the last one, we're going to talk about customer support. Now, I know I wrote some emails, and you can see in this review I did where I compared all three of those vendors, Skyzones, Onways, and Fat Sharks. I wrote some emails off from an anonymous address. Skyzone was the first guys to get back to me and offered about their replacement program, if something's broken, all that sort of stuff, with a warranty. Fat Sharks customer service is absolutely top-notch. So some people think, well, I might be going with the Fat Sharks. Other people, they seem to have no issues with Skyzone because they're relatively new when it comes to being this popular in the market. So only time's going to tell there. But overall, what do you guys think? What do you think about the Fat Shark HDOs now? And what do you think about these Skyzone 030s with a higher resolution? They've got a fat band. They're offering 2 faceplates. They've got OLEDs in there, which you can actually adjust and control the lumens that are going to be shining into your eyes. The menu system's super quick. It takes a huge voltage. It's got an on-off switch, and I don't know, it just feels like, and it's 4x3, which I know a lot of people wanted, and which is why they might have steered away from Skyzone in the past. This goggle, it's offering an awful lot for the price. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Drop your comments down below. I have a bit of a giveaway. I don't have a pair of these to give away, but I do have some Skyzone frames, so I've got some of those to give away. Put the official rules and links in the comments down in the description down below. But I want to know, what do you guys think? What do you think about this goggle? What do you think about it for the price and compared to the HDOs if you upgrade it to the rapid fire, which is going to be probably about 200 bucks more, you know, discrepancy between these two, what you get with this, all that sort of stuff. What do you think about the faceplates? Because I guarantee those companies are going to be reading this and they're going to be looking at all that feedback you give them to innovate and push their goggles even more. And as far as innovation goes, Skyzone, keep doing what you're doing because your goggles just are getting better and better. Anyway, that's it on the bench. Bit of an exciting video. You can tell I'm excited because it's not every day we get a product that is doing this much in one little thing. Subscribe for more FPV related content. I am really interested. Put your comments down below. And as always, happy flying.